Hey, sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes here live on this fine Sunday morning with my man Mossberg of Level Up Sports 10. How you doing this morning, Mossberg?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. Just, long night into the cooking world, into the late night, but nothing better than refreshing myself, waking up, seeing the brothers and doing what we doing, man. Feeling good. Glad to be on this morning and appreciate you as well. How's it going for yourself? How you feeling?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, bro. I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. Watched a little bit of college basketball yesterday, man, and I don't know how I feel about watching college basketball as much as I watch college football. Because
Man,
those some of those games, man, I'm like, man, listen, this is hard to stomach.
yeah.
Um, it just seems like teams want to jack up threes, man, to no end. I'm like, dude, can't you get to the cup? Can't you create your own shot? Where the mid-range games at?
None
It's
of it.
like 3-point jacking all day, man. I'm like, I don't know
It's,
if I
it's
can
a
watch too
terrible
much of
game to
this.
watch anymore sometimes. No defense. Like you said, they
Yeah,
jacking up threes, and I'm like, man, it's tough.
yeah. I mean, at times when you need a bucket, dudes don't even run the shot clock. They come down, boom, it's off, and I'm like, dude, what? Are you trying to win?
Exactly. My point
Yeah,
exactly.
it's kind of hard to watch the games, man, nowadays. But I'm gonna try to stick with it, man. I'm try to watch as much as I can since college football is over.
I agree. I agree.
So let's go to this first game. We're gonna talk about the Big 12 versus the ACC based
Mhm.
on their final rankings in their conference, and we're gonna base it off who we think is gonna win this matchup and see which conference is the best between the Big 12 and the ACC. The
Ooh.
first game we got up, and I'm sorry that your boys got to be up first, Mossberg. We got Oklahoma State versus Florida State. Who
Is
do you
this?
think would have won this matchup if they matched up?
I mean, I hate to be against my boys, man. This is being at home. We took a lot of tough losses at home, and we lost to teams that's lower caliber than Oklahoma State. And I don't know. I think Oklahoma State would have came in and popped us. I'm a Florida State homer. I feel like they would have popped us just because of having that swagger that we don't have. Um, that's one thing I looked at a lot in our home games this year. We didn't have that swagger. And we don't have that swagger in Doak Campbell. They come in, they taking the flag, you not planting it. It's just not the same. It's tough to say, but I feel we would have lost this game to Oklahoma State. I feel we would have lost it in a close one.
Well, before I make my pick, how good was Florida State's run defense? Was their run defense pretty decent?
It was decent, but they gave up too many big plays. To me, they gave up too many big plays at times on the ground to where you giving up 3rd and 2 on a consistent basis. It's teams that I've seen run on the 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8, and we've given up those type of yards. I just didn't trust my run defense as I did coming into the season. After them first few games, I felt it was going to be tough, and we had nice defensive tackles on the defensive line too.
Okay, okay.
Morning, champ.
Hey,
Good
Jan, we're
morning.
talking about the Big 12 ACC Challenge based on their rankings at the end of the season, according to their conference. And the two teams that was at the bottom of their conference was Oklahoma State and Florida State. Who do you think will win this game between those two teams, Florida State and Oklahoma State?
Oh man, no, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Uh, you, uh, I would like to say Oklahoma State only because their coach Mike Gundy has been there forever. You know they have a very loyal concept to him. He was also their star quarterback when he was a player there. Uh, Florida State. I'm gonna tell y'all something about Florida State and Deswan. If you watching, listen very carefully. Florida State dropped the ball when they had a chance to hire Coach Prime and passed up on him. So so uh, just on those factors alone. I'm glad to take uh, 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 Oklahoma State on that one, and Florida State having a bad season. It's a very bad look for the ACC, because when you talk about ACC football, you definitely expect the Miamis and the Florida States of the world to be above Clemson. So
Yeah.
that's my take.
Well, but both of these teams was in pretty bad shape this season, man. But for some odd reason, Oklahoma State could not get out of their way. They lost to teams that they should not have lost to. I even had them picked to be one of the top four teams in the Big 12. They were horrible, man. So I'm thinking that Florida State would have had enough skill and talent to beat them in this game because they was just all out of sorts. So I'm taking Florida State. But you two picked Oklahoma State, so the Big 12 is going to get the nod in that one. Next up, we got UCF versus Stanford. Which team would have won this game?
Mm. UCF was I think they came into the season, of course, a pretty hot team, and we had spoke about them how they struggled. I think that 5 through 8 week or somewhere around there where they had took those couple losses. And Stanford actually they straight stayed true to their run game. And Stanford they always a tough team. I'm gonna go with Stanford in this one. I'm gonna take Stanford just because of the way UCF. You really don't know what you're gonna get out of them. Stanford State they stay true to what they do, and I think that'd be a problem in the fourth quarter for UCF running that ball.
I'm gonna have to take Stanford as well. I do like University of Central Florida, but they're too inconsistent. Like one year they can have a a great 12-1 season, then the then the following year they can have a down losing season. I uh I just don't trust UCF. They're too inconsistent for me, and therefore I has to go with the school that has had the famous people of John Elway, Condoleezza Rice, Andrew Luck, and Tiger Woods.
Okay, okay,
Take
okay.
Stanford's alumni.
Man, I hate to go against my man Byron Threet and UCF. Byron Threet is a Windsor STEM Academy alumni. He went there when he was in elementary school. But I can't go against Stanford in this one, man. Stanford played most of the teams they played pretty tough. They just got took out in the second half, fourth quarter. So I'm gonna go with Stanford in this game as well. So that gives both of them one win apiece, one win for the Big 12, one win for the ACC. Next, we got Arizona versus Wake Forest.
Mm, wow. What's your thoughts on this one, John? It's a banger right here.
Uh, well, uh, we Wake Forest. Uh, Again, no, I don't know why you keep giving me these inconsistent programs here, but um, I I actually like the Wildcats over the Demon Deacons on this one. Uh, I think Arizona played decent uh, football. One of these days they'll overtake the basketball, but uh, uh, Wake Forest, they're to me they're too up and down, and uh, I don't think. I mean, neither school can get over the hump in their conference, uh, but I'm going to have to pick Arizona over this one, and before we Before we continue, no, I want to make a very important sports announcement here. Uh, Today marks the 5-year anniversary of the tragic death of Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi, who was killed in a helicopter crash 5 years ago today on January 26, 2020.
Thanks for that, bro. We appreciate that, man. Thank you. Shout out to Kobe, his family, everybody who loved him. You know, like Mamba, bro.
Man, appreciate that, man. I needed that. That was my guy too. And then even get back even into thinking about basketball real quick. They got Bryce James coming to Arizona, so just know that basketball squad is about to be a different thing when you got the James family coming. But I'm gonna take Arizona when you got the quarterback connection with the wide receiver. I forget the quarterback right away his name, and McMillan. I think having that passing attack and them having that physical defense, I think this is a game where Arizona would definitely, push the end and put up about 300 passing yards. I just don't think Wake Forest has enough, when it comes to that fourth quarter. And some of these games would have that fourth quarter effect, and this being another one where Arizona would they would get that elevation in the fourth, and Wake Forest wouldn't be able to take one.
Yeah, I'm taking Arizona as well. I think they would have too much talent for. Not that they got a lot of talent though. They
Yeah,
have too much talent for Wake Forest, and they will win that game. But it will be a pretty close battle, man. Probably be a boring game to watch as well. If you're in the chat, we're going through the ACC, the Big 12 versus the ACC games, and if you're in the chat, when we announce what teams are playing, put in the chat who you think will win those games. Just now, we just did Arizona versus Wake Forest, and all three of us picked Arizona to beat Wake Forest. But next up, we got Utah versus Cal.
ooh, it's Cam
Whew.
Rising. That's the question. Is it a healthy Cam Rising? If so, I'm gonna take Utah. Even I just like them even with or without Cam. I think um they just have enough, to get it done. This would be a game where they would want to come out and make a point. Cal, they have a nice run game. They played against us pretty tough, but I just think Utah being one of those teams that's a little more physical, I would definitely take Utah. They got Cam,
I'm I,
they got Cam Rising, Zan Master.
I'm going to take the Utes as well. Uh, 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 I've seen Utah play a little bit this past season. Uh, I think their run game. Uh, they have a very balanced offense. Uh, their defense is suspect, but I would definitely pick them over Cal, University of Cal all day long. And I haven't been a fan of the Golden Bears no since the days of Aaron Rodgers and Marshawn Lynch. But I'll but I'm just going to have to go with University of Utah on this one.
FanDuel Zen Master said he picked Cal. He said Cam Rising was hurt all year, so you can't even put him in the equation. And I don't think that's how this experiment is supposed to go. He started laughing. Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right, bro. You're exactly right. I'm taking, man, Cal played a lot of teams tough, man. I'm taking
Yeah.
Cal in this one. I think Cal could get them. But it's 2-1 for Utah. So Utah, the Big 12, get that pick. And so far, the Big 12 is winning 3-1, man. What the ACC going to do? They don't want to be in the bottom of the barrel, do they?
Nah, definitely not. It'll be a different
Uh,
25 for us, man.
I think, well, the only reason why the ACC is at the bottom of the barrel, is because of those two Florida schools. Look, Miami, they played decent till the very end. Florida State still haven't recovered from the fact they was robbed from the college football playoff a year ago. Uh, finishing 13-0, and because of a backup quarterback, you're not invited to the college uh, football playoff. I just think uh, that's a that's a travesty. The whole Windsor Terrace was concerned about Desmond for weeks due due to that fact, and I mean, and but it in order for the ACC to get out of the bottom, in all seriousness, it can't be just Clemson and everybody else, or the brand new SMU Mustangs coming in. SMU doesn't make the ACC strong. Miami and Florida State makes the ACC strong in football, in my book.
For sure, for sure. All right, well,
Oh,
next
and
up we got. Go ahead, Jay.
while we're on the topic of football, I want to say happy 75th birthday to former Los Angeles Rams Hall of Fame defensive end Jack Youngblood,
Jack
Ooh,
who
Young.
young
who
blood.
who 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 made history by becoming the first player to play in the Super Bowl on a broken leg.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Dr. Jack.
Listen, football players back then were far more tougher than players of today. That's for sure.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, well, let's tackle this Houston versus North Carolina. Who y'all got? Don't go against my man Mac Brown now. We'll go with North Carolina now.
uh,
Man.
well, I'm gonna have to go with the school LT built. uh, Tar Heels. They have a very great football program. Uh, but but to me, North Carolina has to learn how to beat the Clemsons, the Miamis, and the Florida States of the world. But I would definitely pick North Carolina over the Houston Cougars.
Yeah, tough, but I think it'll be a lot of points scored with North Carolina getting at least a touchdown, maybe 10 points, but if anything, a close one with a 3-point win. But they definitely had a lot of games where, like you said about Kyle, they was in, and then at points in the game, they made a major turnover or just didn't convert on the third down, and it took them out of the game, at times. And it just, that play may have took out more out of them, and the team just pressed on them. So other than that, I'm definitely going with North Carolina in this
Zen Master talking about Houston. That NC State team, North Carolina team I seen in the bowl game. Now, you can't be basing it on no bowl game, bro. Why are you doing that? He said that was terrible. Oh, you mean UConn. You watched UConn and they was terrible. Okay. Or did they play UConn?
Yeah, we talked about that UConn. They was
Yeah, yeah. I'm taking North Carolina as well, man. I think Houston, they weren't really good this year, man. Plus, they lost a lot of players in the portal. So and I think they lost their coach as well. I'm taking North Carolina to win that game. Mac Brown's last year at North Carolina. Hopefully, we can find a spot for him at Texas as an analyst of some sort. Hopefully, we can make that happen. And he was at the Texas basketball game yesterday. So hopefully, we got something to say about that and get him in our on our staff.
something brewing down there.
I said they played UConn and they looked terrible. Well, we can't base it off no bowl games. So we're gonna go with North Carolina on that one. Zen Master, you out of luck, my brother. You out of luck. Next we got Cincinnati at Pitt. Versus Pitt. These two teams played during the regular season and Pitt won by I think a point or so. So I think that might answer. But what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I like Pitt. And the thing about Pitt is they just, I think, because how they started off out with that defense and everything. Defense still played great, just finding that identity. But like you said, they played earlier in the season. But I like Pitt, man. Like when you have a defense and it's young, like Pitt is, you got to watch that defense for the years to come. And if they could stay together, and find a way to get that offense rolling, I definitely like this Pitt team, of course, moving forward as well. Put a little difference in the ACC.
I'm going to have to go with Pitt as well. I like their defense. I saw the game where against Syracuse where they picked off Kyle McCord 5 times, and plus it, it's strange that the University of Pitt, no, get this, they're the only college football team in the U.S. that plays in an NFL stadium. So I mean, just so to uh, but that's another day. But I definitely like Pitt Panthers defense. They be playing lights out.
Yeah, I'm taking Pitt as well. Let me see what my man Zen Master is saying. If they can run it back today, Cincinnati. Pitt, if they can run it today, you think Cincinnati will win? Pitt wasn't playing well towards the end of the season. Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. I'm gonna take Pitt as well. I couldn't believe that Pitt had this black quarterback on their bench, man, that they played in the bowl game, but he was their third string. This dude came in the game and balled out. And I'm sitting there
Crazy,
thinking to myself, will they have a quarterback controversy next year?
crazy work.
I mean, he was balling, man. So I'm anxious to see what Pitt gonna do next year. So we're gonna go with Pitt on that one. Now the ACC has taken the lead, winning three straight. It's up 4-3 ACC.
This next one is a good one.
Next up, we got Kansas at I think it's the Kansas. Is it Kansas at NC State? Is that the next one?
Kansas,
Yeah.
NC State.
Kansas at NC State. Woo!
Man,
Towards the end of the season, Kansas might have been one of the hottest teams in college football, bro.
yeah. So I was like, I wonder what the over and under would be like, what, 63 and a half?
Oh, it would be high, bro.
I'm
It would
taking
be high.
Kansas. Yeah, I was like, man, this might be like an 80 over and under, but I'm going with Kansas, man. Kansas, that's a different team, man. Like, of, I think of all the teams in the Big 12, like, just like the way they came into the season, we know how they were, coming in. And for them to have that type of ending to the season and be as hot as they were, along with the what South Carolina's, outside of these conferences, but they definitely were a hot team, and I'm definitely taking them in this game. NC State don't have nothing, for that offense as well. Kansas come in too many waves offensively.
Uh, I'm going to have to pick Kansas as well, only because I'm choosing them over a North Carolina State. Any other school, I probably would have picked that school over Kansas. Although Kansas has I would say a good football team. They're not a great football team, but but Kansas, I, they they don't have consistent winning seasons. One year they're up, next year they're down, and and that's what happens. When you have a football team that plays at a predominantly basketball school.
Yeah, Zen Master said Kansas they lost all their games by less than a touchdown. They could have been 10-2, 11-1. I totally agree with you on that one, Zen Master. They were in every game that they played, man. But and early in the season, Jalen Daniels was making a lot of mistakes. But
Right.
he corrected those things, and the way they did Colorado let me know that man they would thump NC State. I had NC State as one of my favorites in the ACC, and they did not do well at all. So I'm taking Kansas as well. So now the Big 12 is tied up 4-4, 4 wins apiece. Those of you who are in the chat that just joined us, we're going through a Big 12 ACC challenge based on the teams and how they finished the season. So if you want to put your pick in on whatever game we got next, go ahead and let us know who you think will win that game. Next up, we got Texas Tech versus Duke. Oh, did I miss one? No, let me go back. Let me go back. I missed a whole bunch. Let me go back. Oh, we got West Virginia versus Boston College.
Ooh. That's a great matchup. Man. West Virginia coming with that hammer though, so I'm going with West Virginia. Boston College was good, but West Virginia, they gonna come to play, man. They coming with a hammer, and I think that's just a different team, different Mountain Air team. I just seen them get a big upset in basketball too, I think a few days ago. So I'm still going with West Virginia in this game over BC.
I have to go with West Virginia as well. Their football team has always been solid. Boston College, they're okay, but I don't like inconsistency. And Boston College, they're way too inconsistent. So I'm gonna have to go with the school that has their most famous alumni, which happens to be Deputy Barney Fife himself. Yes. Don Knotts went to West Virginia.
Man. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be surprised if you get hit with some of that good almanac. Jam brings all the goodness. And I mean, that's just, honestly, man, that's great information. For me as a sports fan, a lot of people don't realize like some of those things come in handy. It's a good thing to know. And as well, be amongst people that know those things. You could talk about it in conversation and learn something. So I'm definitely learning a lot. And I keep the notepad on me, Jam. So trust me, it's all in my notes, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Zen Master talking about he passing on this one. Come on, man. Come on,
you
bro.
Can't pass on this one.
Pass on it.
We ain't trying to hear that.
Dude. How you gonna be a sports dude and you pass it?
Listen, man. Shout out to Zen Master Zay. This natty weekend. How's it feel? It's coming to a close. This natty weekend is coming to a close, Zen Master.
Now he know if he was on the show, if one of us passed, he would be saying the same thing.
Man, he'll be at our neck.
I'm taking West Virginia in this game too, man. I think that their run game would be too much for Boston College, and they would keep Boston College offense off the field. There you go, Zen Master. He picked Boston College. I don't know why he does that stuff, man. He always go against whatever me and Mossberg say. He always got to be against us all the time.
Man, there goes Zen. Man.
He said, I'm a national champ for 350 days plus. Yeah, you are, but it's about to wear off.
Man.
Jam a national champ too. He like them Buckeyes.
Yep. Go Bucks.
Shout out to your weekend almost coming to a close, man. On your natty as well, man, Jam.
Well, the celebration has to continue on my part, gentlemen, because this coming Tuesday, I would turn 57.
Oh, man.
Okay. Jam, 57.
57.
There go to Zen, man. He finally jumped on. He got tired of us talking about it.
Hey, man.
Zen Master.
What you doing in the school? You ain't had no snow to shovel?
I got to do building check.
Oh, okay.
I said, we ain't called no practice today, man.
I just outside picking up trash. I'm good now. Now I can join the stream.
Okay, cool. So next up, we got Kansas State versus Virginia Tech. I think this should be an easy one. I'm gonna go give you mine right now. Kansas State all day. Avery Bradley for about 200 yards rushing on him and 250 passing.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
Kansas State. What's the young boy name came from Colorado?
For who? For Kansas
Huh.
State?
Yeah, the running back. Little
Oh, man,
fast dude.
they must have
Oh, yeah,
just
I know
got
you're talking about. I don't know his name. I know you're talking about, though. I don't know his name, though.
wow.
Little fast dude, man. Yeah,
I
it's
can't
too much.
believe.
It's too much out there for them.
Yeah, they
Too much out there for that.
Virginia.
well. I wanted to go with Kansas State as well. After all, they did give us Will Howard.
Yeah. All right, so we got Kansas State taking that one. That gives the Big 12 a 5-4 lead. Next up, we got Texas Tech versus Duke.
Jam Masters, they said, I don't want to pick on this one. That's how I feel about this one. It's a toss up for me because, like, I think, like, at times both teams, from to have the type of seasons they have, they play teams tough. But I think Duke playing, was it that Georgia team they played? Or was that the Kentucky? I'm going with Duke because Duke was my sleeper team. I'm taking Duke.
I'm going to have to go with Duke as well. Texas Tech is too inconsistent, and I don't like any school that lacks motivation. A school like Texas Tech should be super duper extra motivated by the fact that their biggest alum is 2-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes. I mean, you would think a school like Texas Tech would rub off on that, and and I'm very disappointed that school ain't motivated by the success of Patrick Mahomes. No different. No from your Texas Longhorns. Whoever the Longhorns have in their backfield, they should be extra motivated by the likes of a Earl Campbell or a Ricky Williams. I think whoever's the quarterback at Texas Tech, they need to take a page and out of the Patrick Mahomes book, and they'll if they do that, they'll uh, they'll be back to a better consistent football team.
Man, listen, I'm gonna have to go Texas Tech. I mean, they beat Arizona State this year. They beat Iowa State. They beat better teams than Duke. So, I mean, when you line them up, they just look like the better team on paper.
Man, I tend to agree with you on that one, Zen Master. They won some big games, man. If that team comes to play like the ones that played against Arizona State, I think they might even beat somebody else in that division too that was good.
Uh,
The Duke team who played in the first half against Miami, that team was lights out, man. And I don't want to go against my man Malik Murphy, which I don't have any idea why he transferred from Duke to go to freaking Oregon State. Dude, come on, you tripping. Makes no
Man,
sense. They don't
crazy.
even have a conference, bro. They don't even have a conference. But anyway, I'm gonna take man, we're gonna need somebody in the chat to do this tiebreaker because I'm taking Texas Tech. Somebody got to take the tiebreaker. Somebody in the chat, who will win between Texas Tech and Duke in college football? Put it in the chat so we can break this tie because we got it 2-2 right now. While we waiting on that, what's y'all's thought about TCU versus Georgia Tech?
Man,
Oh,
I'm
Ooh,
taking.
everybody in the chat, yeah.
I
Man, I'm
love
taking. Go
I
ahead,
love
Jim.
the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets they've impressed me. They defeated Miami to take them out of college football playoff uh, uh, competition. They always play Georgia well, but I'm very impressed with Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Georgia Tech. That not even the 8 overtime game. They should have won that game. I stayed up and I watched that game. Eyes bloodshot red as I fell asleep at the end of it. But that run game they got with Sean King, and he is Georgia Tech. You know, you talking about a veteran. We talk about the 25 game rule. He's played 25 games and some. And I think having him in that backfield and as a leader, they come in. I think they put a whooping on TCU because they run the ball heavy, and I don't think TCU will have anything against that run game.
Yeah, I would roll with Georgia Tech. They had a three-headed monster, quarterback, running back, receiver that was crazy.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't think TCU will have anything for them.
Yeah, I think it's a clean sweep on this one. I'm taking Georgia Tech as well, man. I can't see TCU being able to compete with them out there on that field, man. I'm taking Georgia Tech as well. So now it's tied 5-5 with one of them up in the air. Who do y'all got between Baylor and Louisville?
man.
This is actually
I'm going to have to pick the Cardinals on this one. Uh, uh, I know Louisville. They're they're not really consistent, but Louisville's the type of school they can cause problems for a lot of teams. So I'm going to say Louisville on this one.
I
it's a
was
tough,
hot. What's your thoughts, Zan? I know you know a lot about Baylor too.
bro. This a tough game, bro. This will be
Yeah,
a great matchup for real. Like it'll be a lot of points put up. I know that.
yeah.
Uh, I would coin flip it. Like I probably would roll with Louisville for real. Just because I think their defense is a little more solid than Baylor's is. But man, that'd be a high score. I think both teams are scoring the 40s if they matched up.
Yeah, and that's I'm honestly feeling like the same way because, like, you think the spread offenses that they bring, the running back that they bring on both sides, and it will come down to that defense. And I think Baylor's defense has been more inconsistent, more inconsistent than seeing Louisville's defense stand stout, key third downs, turning the ball over, things of that nature, at opportunistic times. And I think that's what Baylor haven't done, and I think that'll cost them in this type of game. Go Louisville too.
Yeah, at first look, you would automatically be like, oh man, Louisville all day.
Yeah,
But then when you look at how well Baylor played against some teams, man, you sort of give Baylor a little bit, man, they might be able to hang with them. They might be able to beat them. But I'm going with Louisville as well, man. I think they would have too much offensive speed and talent for Baylor. So I'm picking um, Louisville as well. Louisville is now ahead 6-5, but one of them still up in the air. We don't know how that one's going to go. We waiting on somebody in the chat to decide who would win between, what was that game? Texas Tech and Duke.
Texas Tech and Duke. Talk
Who
to us,
will win
Chad.
between those games? Somebody in the chat, put it in who you think will win either between Texas Tech and Duke if they were to meet in the Big 12 ACC Challenge. Next, we got Colorado versus Syracuse. Man, this is a good one too, man. This is a good one too.
I would say point spread 64.5. Colorado win by 7. I'm gonna take Colorado in this one. I just think that offense, and I think nothing. I think Kyle McCord, he definitely is slinging the ball and get a defense something to play against in this one. But I think having Travis Hunter, I think on that defensive side for Colorado definitely is a big help for Colorado. I think he shuts down his side of the field and his target, and Shador just gets crazy with that offense. Colorado win.
Oh yeah, I would go Colorado as well. Uh, I don't know. This seemed like a game that Kyle McCord would get nervous in.
Yeah,
So that's what I base my pick off of.
because he gonna have to throw to his main target. You gotta think, he the type that's gonna try to throw to his main target. With Travis over there, Travis messed around and he would have got one to the house in this type of game, if not two, messing around with Kyle. Because he'd try to throw that ball.
That Syracuse team was good though this year. They
Yeah,
was pretty decent.
do give him credit.
I mean, yeah, Syracuse, they was very good this year with Kyle McCord, but because he threw 5 interceptions against Pitt, I'm just gonna have to go with Coach Prime on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make it a clean sweep for Colorado, simply because I think Kyle McCord will try that one side of the field where Travis Hunter is once or twice, and he'll find out that I can't mess around over there, and he'll be limited to one side of the field, and that won't be enough. And I think Colorado will win this game, even though I think Kyle McCord will have a decent game, not enough to win this one. So I'm going with Colorado as well. Now it's tied 6-6, coming down to I think the last 4 games, no, last 3 games. Let's see who gets what. Now we got Iowa State versus Miami. Didn't they play in the ball game?
Pop Tart Ball.
Yeah, but now this game we will have Cam Ward playing the whole game. Who do you think will win this matchup?
And I'm going with Cam, man. Ever since Zen Master, I appreciate you sending, I think, in a chat about when he stood and was not moving in the pocket. I've never seen that in football, man. Bro, I've been watching him and I've been watching this Cam Ward, man. I think we looking at, like they say, a generational talent, man. This kid is something different. I've been watching a lot of him lately. I'm taking Miami. If Cam Ward plays, Miami probably could extend that lead because that defense will have to step up at some point in that game.
Yeah, I would take Miami. If he would have played in the full game when they played them, they wouldn't have lost. So we seen what we needed to see in that game, honestly.
Right.
I'm picking Miami as well. Uh, uh, Cam Ward, he has game. He will be a first round pick in the draft. Uh, um, Miami has came a lot, and hopefully Miami regains to be top of the ACC.
Yeah, I'm taking Miami as well. Cam Ward led Miami the whole game against Iowa State. They beat them by probably 2 touchdowns in that game. That's what might be a little bit tougher than what it looks like, man. Who do y'all got between BYU versus Clemson?
They playing in Provo?
Well, I mean, it's a neutral site. It'll be a neutral site. Yeah, if it's in Provo, we're already picking BYU, right?
This would be I would love to see this matchup, man. Wow.
I'm gonna go.
Well,
I'll start us off. I'm gonna go Clemson. I think BYU was like waning towards the end of the year. We know they popped Colorado in the bowl game, but they lost to Arizona State and Kansas in back-to-back weeks, and then they got knocked out of the playoff. They was in the playoffs. All they had to do was win. Clemson, on the other hand, they took care of business. They won 5 of their last 6. So, I mean, and they had a good showing in their bowl game, in their playoff game too. So, like, I thought they played pretty decent against Texas. You know what I mean? So I would roll with them, and I think the difference in the game would be that QB run from Klubnik. They ain't afraid to dial up them QB draws at all.
I'm going to have to go with Clemson as well. only because, as No pointed out, a neutral site. I definitely wouldn't pick them if they were playing in Provo, but but outside Provo, uh, I'm picking the Clemson Tigers uh, all the way. And so on that note, uh, uh, Clemson is you know what can I say? They're Clemson's they are going to bounce back. Oh, and speaking of Clemson, no, I have to say this to the Clemson Tigers fans. Happy 26th birthday to former Clemson's Tigers running back who now plays with Jacksonville, Travis Etienne.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Shout out to ET, his brother in the Bulldog uniform. I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Clemson. Like we said, if they was at Provo, I'm going BYU for sure. I think Dabo. I think just getting in the playoff without no portal players that speaks volume. And then with this being a neutral site, I think he goes into halftime and make adjustments necessary. And we know what Dabo could do at halftime against opponents like such when he playing at a neutral site where it could be to his advantage. He definitely make those adjustments if any, and take house with Clemson in this one.
Man, I wanted so bad to pick BYU because I think they would run the ball all over Clemson's defense because Clemson's run defense is horrible. But Zen Master started talking about K. Klubnik's legs, man, and the fact that he can move the chains. I think that would be the difference in the game, man. So I'm gonna go with Clemson as well. That
Yeah,
gives the ACC an 8-6 lead over the Big 12 for the best conference between those two. Next up, we got Arizona State and SMU.
wow. Scott and Bo. I'm going Arizona State. And your boy, what's his name? Zen Master. What's the QB?
Sam Levitt.
Yeah, man. Arizona State Sun Devils. Arizona State Sun Devils, man. They showed me, and nothing against SMU. I think in this game specifically, that offensive line in the trenches for Arizona State's the difference maker. And we talking about, teams possibly just coming in flat out healthy. So with Arizona State being healthy, I think that's the difference maker as well in this game. Having all their weapons definitely be too much for SMU.
Hey, no.
Yeah.
Arizona State was a targeting call away from playing the Ohio State Buckeyes in the playoffs, man.
Hey, listen. There's some truth to that. There's some truth to that.
Hey,
There's
well,
some truth to that.
we don't know because both kickers was terrible. He might have botched the kick. We really don't know. For real.
Yeah, we
You
don't know.
Because he missed the kick already in that game. We was like, oh, snap.
Yeah. And we missed what? I think we missed two.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah,
I think it was like 4 kicks missing that game. But hey, I like both of these programs moving forward, man. I like what Arizona State got returning. SMU, they got Neil money, so be on the lookout for both of these teams. But I will pick Arizona State. I like Sam Levitt, man. I'm a fan, bro. I'm really a fan of dude.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Well, I'm a fan of Sam Levitt because of you talking about him all the time and then seeing how well he played against a Texas team that really put a lot of pressure on him, man.
Yeah.
And he still was able to do some things out there. And then he got legs too. I'm like,
yeah,
man.
Quarterbacks with legs, man,
Yeah.
they make the game totally different, man, for their ball club. And I'm glad that we're gonna have a guy with some legs this year. So when we go into that first game against them Buckeyes, they're gonna have some trouble on their hands. They're gonna have some trouble on their hands.
Yeah.
I'm going with Arizona State as well, man. Their coaching is really good, man. They might be guys that we don't really know, but their coaching is really, really good, man. So I'm going with Arizona State as well.
Appreciate everyone tuned in and
Hey,
this morning. We're going through our Big 12 ACC talk as we dwindle down, and then we got some of that good NFL talk coming to you as well. So we appreciate y'all tuned in and watching this morning to start your day as well.
hey, let me mention this though. Kenny Dillingham, that's Arizona State's coach. This is why I give Dan Lanning credit, bro. Nobody knew him. He was the OC last year at Oregon.
Yeah.
Nobody knew about him before he left Oregon. I mean, even when he was at Oregon, nobody knew who this guy was. And he went around. He went to Arizona State and turned their whole program around just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for him to do that is a proof that Dan Lanning is a good coach. So I'm gonna give him credit. He's gonna be a problem, bro, for years to come in that Big Ten, bro. He gonna be because he know how to coach, bro.
Yeah, he know how to coach. Parlay Poe said, "Go blue."
Parlay Poe, what's going on, man? Good morning, brother. Jump on in.
So we had the ACC winning that conference battle between the Big 12 by a narrow margin. It actually could have been 8-8, but we couldn't decide between the Texas Tech and Duke game, I think it was. So we're gonna go with the ACC being the better conference over the Big 12.
What's up, Bees? What's up with my guy?
Man, I
What's up,
was
son?
talking.
Hopefully you're gonna be here for dinner today, bro. Hope you make it.
Hey,
What's good, nephew, man? What's good? He
Yeah,
said,
you're right, Parlay Poe. They did have a whole lot of transfers before he got there, for sure. Let's talk a little bit of NFL action. We know we got two huge games today. First up, we got the Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles. What's your thoughts on this game and who gonna pull it out?
man, this gonna be the best game of the night for real. I man, I've been going back and forth like Commanders, Eagles, Commanders, Eagles. Listen, this is what I know. Saquon gonna get his. Can the Commanders kind of slow down everything else though? Like, can they really make it tough for even Jalen Hurts legs? But I want the Commanders to win, bro. I want to see Jaden Daniels go to the Super Bowl and do something that has never been done, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm going to roll with the Commanders. I'm not sure of either side. You know, we just gotta wait to see this game for real. But I'm like, if I bet my money, I would bet on the Commanders tonight just because I'm rooting for Jaden Daniels. You know what I mean? But like I said, Saquon and Jaden Daniels, them is the two X factors. I feel like whichever one of them guys have a more explosive game, that's whose side is gonna win. But Jaden Daniels, he a grown man, bro. He's not no rookie, bro. He a grown man.
yeah, when you speak of the Commanders, it's Jaden Daniels. You talking about the future. You talking about what's good, what's popping. We haven't seen nothing better as a rookie in a long time. And me personally, it would be a great matchup if Jalen Hurts was 100% healthy. There go the difference maker in this game. So Saquon Barkley, if you want that MVP trophy, you got to run for 250 today, big bro, and you got to get that record and smash that record. I like Jaden. I like Jaden Daniels. I've been watching him and I've been loving him. And I'm not talking about Mickey D since he was at LSU. I've been watching this kid, and we talking about another generational talent in a way. And nothing against what I say when I say that about him and Cam Ward, but we got to look at some of these quarterbacks that's coming in. And I think Jaden Daniels been here for a few, just so short. And now we about to see Cam Ward come in as well. But this Jaden Daniels is something special. With them being able to pass the ball, McLaurin, and the Eagles gonna have to run that ball as much as they have to. Lattimore being the difference maker on the defense, they have nothing to lose. I love this Washington team. My stepdad is a homer with the Skins. I'm going old school 90s style. Skins.
Man, I want to pick the Eagles so bad, man, but with Jalen Hurts not being 100%, man, it's kind of hard to do, man. Can Saquon Barkley be the difference? Can he make enough plays on that bum knee? I don't know. I'm still picking the Eagles, man, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna really be tough for them to get this win. And Jalen Daniels right now is hot, hot, hot.
Hey, listen, the last game that the Commanders played, I had a formula for them to win. And I said that Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler need to have at least 125 scrimmage yards. And I thought that if they got that they would win this game. I got the same formula for them to beat the Eagles. Both of them guys need to have, because what it does is now you got to worry about the running backs, and you got to worry about Scary Terry, and you got to worry about James Daniels. You got to worry about the running backs passing, getting passes out of the backfield as well too. You know, they got most of them scrimmage yards on the ground though. Their running game was popping last week, what was it, last week, but their running game was popping. But we know what Austin Eckler can do out of the backfield catching the ball. You know what I mean? So that's the same formula they need today. Them two dudes got to have at least 125 scrimmage yards combined, and if they get that, I think they skate to a win.
No, and for me, like I don't want to just be all Washington, like you said, and I see WTP Sports dudes with Philly. Philly is the hottest team in the NFL right now, outside of Washington. So you got a divisional clash, and this is what the third time they've matched up, I believe, this season. So we always look at that third matchup as something that the team that's been on a losing end is, in a way to their advantage. And as hot as Washington is coming in right now, they may be the only team that can knock Philly off of this. And that's a reason I have them winning this game. But Philly, we've seen what they can do when Hurts isn't always at that top frame. They still step up and they win games. They're on like a 9-game win streak. So we got to respect it. But I'm going to just take Washington. Jaden is the truth.
Yeah, man. Yeah, everybody out there that's in this chat, hit that thumbs up button so we can get some likes on here. Allende said the Bills got a better offense than the Eagles, in my opinion, Mossberg.
Shh, we coming on that, nephew. We coming for you on that one next.
All right, so next up, we got the Bills at Kansas City. Can the Bills go in there and dethrone Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs? What's your thoughts on this one?
Yes, Sirski. Yes, indeed. I see you shaking your heads then, Master. The red you wear is for your Buckeyes. The Kansas City red, it ain't happening. It's Buffalo blue, red, and white. I'm a Bengals fan, so I'm with Buffalo. And this Buffalo team remind me of, just think, Jim Kelly he was a veteran. He had some young guys, and they did damage. But with this team and Josh Allen with this young core, we're talking about an offense that you just don't know. You got Davis, you got Cook, and he cooks up. You got my boy Keon Coleman, you got Shakir, you got Knox, you got a heavy load that you got to deal with in Buffalo. And I think, quiet as kept, they might have one of the second best offenses when you look at it on paper, next to my Bengals. But I'm taking Buffalo. I don't like Kansas City. Y'all know that. I'm not being biased, but I think Buffalo, this is their year. I watched the first game, and I think they figured some things out. And the way they have all these weapons offensively, that gives Kansas City problems, similar to what Cincinnati gives them problems with. So that's another reason I'm going Buffalo.
Listen, bro, you said on paper they got the worst offense. Now on the field it looked good. On paper though, they have the worst offense that's
at this point of the season. On paper, I like their offense. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Hey, who on that receiving corps can you name that you know?
Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman is a Florida State Seminole. Khalil Shakir is from TCU. No, TCU.
That's your boy, huh?
Shakir is from TCU, correct?
I don't know, because I don't know none of them dudes.
Knox, big time tight end. I think I forget where he from. Josh Allen has some weapons. Come on now. Alvin Cook's little brother in the backfield.
We know about him.
Rasheed Davis.
All them other dudes,
that Davis boys from ACC. Come on now. Don't play about Moss B on his knowledge now.
All them other dudes you named, you got some type of correlation to them, bro. That nobody know them dudes.
Nobody knew them until they came in and started putting whoopings down this year in this AFC East. But this
Facts.
Buffalo team is something serious.
That's a fact.
I've been watching Cook
this year.
I've been watching Cook for the last couple of years, but the difference for Buffalo is having him, but he have another running back in Davis who is a rookie. Parlay Po know who he's talking about. He backs him up and he catches the ball and he changes up, but he brings that power, that quickness, and finesse to his game. And having him and Cook, I mean, Josh Allen can do what he wants in that backfield. It's like having Thurman Thomas all together in one. Those two backs, they not Thurman Thomas. He's a Hall of Famer. We know that, but it's like having that in one, two, and you know what I mean? So you're getting a good backfield in Buffalo.
Hey, I wasn't talking about James Cook. We know who James Cook is. We know what he can do.
Davis
I
is
was
nice.
strictly talking about that receiver core, and you saying that they got the best offense on paper. No, they don't.
That's a young.
So we don't know them dudes. We just found out about some of these dudes.
Watch Khalil Shakir. He leads his team in receiving yards.
All I'm saying is your paper comment. That's it. That's all I'm saying. It's your on paper comment.
They're in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the on paper. Man, you got Scary Terry over there. You got Brian Robinson. You got Austin Eckler. You got James Daniels. Then you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, a Heisman Trophy.
Okay, listen. You got Josh Allen. You got it.
We talking about on paper.
You got an MVP in Buffalo. So when you say Scary Terry, you said one receiver. When you go to Buffalo, Khalil, Keon,
nobody know them guys. That's
those
what
are
I'm
three
trying to tell
targets.
you. But you.
Right. The ones that don't know them don't know. That's for them. But we gonna put them on, and we gonna let them know here, WTP and Level Up Sports. We be trying to put them on. Like, but I think they prime players. I think, and this is their time. I think in their young career, in a big game like this against a Kansas City team, when you're talking about their offense and Kelsey, you know, of course, Patrick Mahomes, Pachenko, the young Texas speedster. Don't let me forget his last name.
Worthy.
And then you got Hopkins. Worthy. Thank you. I mean, we looking at a classic matchup, but I'm taking this and taking it back to the 90s. Washington or Buffalo. Who's going to get their team and their, what do we say, organization over that drought? That's what I'm looking to. History repeating itself. Kansas City, we like that back-to-back. Ain't no triple threat coming, baby. I'm Buffalo. I'm a fan of Cincinnati. We got a different bond ever since that thing when Hamlin happened. And that's just how it is, man. And I'm not even being biased about it. It's just how my opinion is. And I'm going to take Josh Allen for MVP.
But I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes until somebody can prove it to me. It's only one dude that proved to me that he can beat Patrick Mahomes, and he ain't in the playoffs.
Who is that?
That's your boy.
Okay. What's his name?
I ain't taking nobody else against Patrick Mahomes.
You talking about Joey Burrow? You talking about
I ain't
Joey
taking
B?
nobody against him.
Appreciate it.
Nobody.
Appreciate it,
Man, I want to see the dynasty, bro. I'm going with Kansas City because I think Patrick Mahomes has way too many weapons. You got to keep a safety over top of Worthy. You got to keep a safety over top of Brown, Hollywood Brown. And then you got DeAndre Hopkins. They're going to keep all them DBs all over the place. And guess who's going to slide out on them? Travis Kelce. He's going to get another 100 today, touchdown or two. I just can't see them beating Patrick Mahomes and them Kansas City Chiefs, man. I'm ready for a dynasty, bro. I'm ready for him to win 3-peat. Then I'm expecting him to win at least 2 or 3 more so he can overtake Tom Brady as the GOAT.
Hey, Chris Jones ain't having all that Saquon mess today either. You know what I mean? He ain't having all that, dog. He is not having all that.
Hey.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, what else y'all got to add, man, before we wrap it up?
Man, nothing, man. We just appreciate all the people as always, man. Like, that's one thing. It's always a great thing as well as what you put together for us to do what we do, man. I don't know, like, last night I was looking forward to it. getting on this morning. I was waiting on the text to come through. Like, I think we're gonna be on at 9. So I just be definitely looking forward to it, man, and loving what we do every chance we get to get on and do this.
Hey, Reynoldsburg smacked St. Vincent St. Mary's last night too.
What?
Yeah, it was a 21-point win for them. You know what I mean? So we'll keep y'all updated, posted on a couple things.
That's sweet. And then in that conference, because they in Reynoldsburg, they're in the same OCC with my brother. He is assistant coach at Groveport High School. They on a 5-game win streak. He said they just knocked off number 2. I forget what they number 2 team is in a conference, and they might be in a position to go against each other in that conference championship. I'm not for sure how it's looking right now. We definitely had to talk about it more, chat a little bit about it, Zen. That conference is tough over there.
OCC always tough, man.
Man.
Always.
The OCC, they got the Westerville schools in it too?
Yeah, it's different brackets. So
I got
I don't really know the breakdown, but
yeah,
it's like
I got
4 or 5 different divisions.
Yeah.
You know, so like my nephew played for Reynoldsburg. They got like you said, Groveport, Newark, Tays Valley, Pick Central. I don't know the rest.
Do they got Westerville North? Do they play them non-conference?
Nah.
North or South?
Westerville North. That's a different division of the OCC.
Okay, and that's what I thought. Okay.
Hey, but one thing I can say, none of them dudes want to mess with Reynoldsburg. Y'all Groveport team don't want it. Hey, the Pickeringtons don't. Man, that team is loaded.
Lost to Reynoldsburg by 2.
Huh?
I think they lost to Reynoldsburg by 2. So slow down on Groveport Madison,
6.
bro. They nice.
6.
They nice, bro. And they had that game. They was up. Reynoldsburg is nice.
Hey, Groveport played them at home, it looked like.
Nah, them Reynoldsburg is tough. They seniors too. Like, that team is nice, man.
Hey, keep an eye on little Sean Perry, man. You know what I mean? He come from Windsor Terrace blood, you know what I'm saying? So, you feel me? He a freshman. He gonna start next year though. You heard me?
Who he play for?
Huh?
Who he play for?
He played for Reynoldsburg.
Oh, okay.
That's Quan's son.
Who?
That's Quan's son.
Oh yeah, Quan. Okay. Cool. I went to go watch Reynoldsburg a couple years ago in the tournament against Northland, man. All them dudes was long.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, how you find one school that got dudes, all of them like 6'4" and up? I mean, it was long.
Raised.
So I'm quite sure that the guys you're talking about now, Zen Master, all them dudes is probably long too.
Yeah.
It's probably the same dudes you was talking about for real. Because about 2 years ago, I know the one dude that committed to Ohio, he was starting as a sophomore. So he one of the dudes you talking about.
Yeah, he probably think he did. Yeah, because they players, they don't leave. They stay, and we gonna have to, we gonna have to do. We gonna get in the text. We gonna have to pop up and show out. You know what we do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to one of their games, man.
But other than that, you said did you have anything else?
We're gonna do the what I'm talking about, Big Ten SEC probably this weekend. So think about that. And I'm gonna lay that out too, so we can do that, and then probably talk about the Super Bowl game too.
Moss, what you got going on today? We getting 11:30? We going?
Listen, bro. Look, my phone been going off, man. My boss was trying to get me to come in this morning at like 9 o'clock, bro. I ain't get home till 12:30, so I'm about to go get dressed. I'm about to go get dressed. I'm about to go work. Be there like 1:30 to like 12. That's all I gotta do. Then I work tomorrow, so I can definitely dibble and make that happen. We can
let me know when you want to go. And you go ahead and set everything up.
I'm about to see if I can make this ride happen to get to work, so we can set that up for you.
We're gonna have to get you some access, bro, so that you cannot keep relying on Mossberg.
No, I told you I like the control.
Yeah, because I be wanting to send him the thing to where he could just set it up himself. But we gonna get that taken care of, because all I gotta do pretty much, we could do it tomorrow morning if you want. We could just do it tomorrow morning. start off the week with it.
Tomorrow morning, I got work in the
No,
morning, dog.
Sunday. Today's Sunday.
That ain't gonna work. We can go afternoon for sure, though.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know your times because I just picked up this different hours just for this weekend because I had to cover all this stuff. So they wouldn't have to shut nothing down.
Hey, from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m., I am not available. Anytime other than that is cool with me.
Oh, I got you.
Cool. All right, well, take us out, Mossberg.
And we appreciate y'all as always joining, watching, checking us out, doing what we do, man. Always make sure you hit that notification button, keep them bells ringing. Zen Master Zay here, Parlay Poe dived in, as well as Ian Day nephew. We appreciate you joining in, and everybody else. WTP Sports Dudes, make sure y'all like, subscribe, as well as the Level Up Sports 10. Other than that, we them dudes, and we gonna hit y'all as we always do. Peace.